Hey everybody, and welcome to day 5 of the 5-day Build Your Kickstarter challenge. So this is our final day. Guys, we have done a lot during this challenge. We have taken a really deep dive into the financials. We have looked at what kind of content we're gonna need. We did our social media schedule yesterday and kind of taking a look at what that would look like. And we even walked through step by step how to build the Kickstarter itself. Today is when I want you to take everything that you've learned over the past 4 days and really make your decision of, am I gonna run a Kickstarter? And if the answer is yes, then make that commitment today and get the ball rolling. So if you guys are ready to get going, then go ahead and grab a cup, cozy up, and let's get to writing. All right, guys, so the title of today is Set Your Date, Make Your Commitment, Start the Buzz. So we're just gonna go ahead and start running down the checklist of everything that you guys see on your worksheet for today. And you'll see that there's a little place to place a check mark next to each of them. So go ahead and as soon as this video is over, start checking things off. The first thing is that you want to use your day 1 findings to set a realistic goal you think you can hit. So on day 1, you guys, we really took a hard look at what we thought we could get and what we thought we needed. And so we need to find a happy medium of it needs to be a number you realistically think you can hit, but it also needs to realistically be enough for whatever kind of printing you decide you want to go with. And there are definitely options that are not crazy expensive. You don't have to ask for $10,000. You might be running a $2,500 campaign, and that is still enough to do a lot of different types of publishing. So the first thing is to set your goal. The second one is we're going to use those day 2 findings to set a reasonable date. So on day 2, we took a really hard look at what kind of content we wanted to create. And I gave you guys quite a few examples of the stuff that I've made over the years. That was definitely not a comprehensive list. You may have come up with a lot more ideas, but it's time to start taking a look at how long is that going to take you? I'll tell you for sure, if you wanted to do any sort of like printed materials that you're actually mailing out, you have to give yourself a huge window of time for that because you need to first design it. Either you're going to do that or you're going to have somebody else do that. Then you have to get it printed. Then you have to have enough time to get them all, assembled and mailed out and addressed. You have to get everybody's information. And ideally you want to do that before the Kickstarter starts. So all of those steps are going to take a huge amount of time. And of course, if you decide that you want to do a really in-depth video or a really crazy incredible book trailer, those are all going to take a really big chunk of time. And so you want to make sure that you budget that time efficiently. So we're going to use all of that knowledge that we've gathered throughout the week to take a look at how long do you need to create the content, how soon can you launch your campaign, and what is your target launch date. And that how soon can you launch your campaign question really relates to, is your book done? If your book isn't ready to publish, you might want to look at that first. So that's going to be kind of that second question of how soon can you launch your campaign. So the next one is we're going to use content from day 3 to draft an announcement to everybody you know saying that you're about to publish and you're going to take your work to Kickstarter. So remember on day 3, one of the things we were working on was kind of the story that went into our Kickstarter campaign. Because remember, that was part of setting it up was we had to have what is your campaign about. And I used lots of cool pictures, and then you guys didn't get to see me fill everything in because that was going to take way too long. I ended up going back and doing that a little bit later. But we're going to take kind of that story that you wrote out about the campaign and about yourself and about what you've created, and we're going to use that to draft an announcement. And I wouldn't make this too long. I would just kind of take the highlights out of what we used on the Kickstarter campaign. And the goal of this announcement is just to let people know you really are doing this. And we're gonna come back to that in just a second. Our next thing is to submit your campaign to Kickstarter for review. So even if your Kickstarter campaign is like 3, 4, 6 months away, you can still submit it now for review just to get, your bank details and everything squared away. It should still be fine. It's possible you'll have to update some things before then, but who cares? Go ahead and submit it now. Get the ball rolling. I probably should have submitted my Macho campaign way earlier, and I didn't, and now I'm still waiting on that review, and it's just a couple days away, and it's gonna be fine, but it is making me a teeny bit nervous, so the earlier the better on submitting for review. And then the very last thing is make the commitment and announce on every platform that you're going to run a Kickstarter on your target date. And really, you're just letting everybody know that you can't wait to finally show them the book that you've been working on all this time. So you'll see on your sheet here, this is where you list out platform 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where you're gonna write down what each of those are so that you can put your announcement on every single one of them. Because as soon as you announce that you are doing a Kickstarter, you are now obligated to actually do the Kickstarter. And that is the best motivation that there is for keeping yourself on track so that it does actually happen. So guys, I think that I have officially shared with you everything I know about Kickstarter. I've given you an inside look at my past campaigns, at the one that I'm setting up now. The really cool part of all of this is that my campaign launches tomorrow. So all of this stuff that we have been running through, you're gonna get to be able to come see it in real time and come take a look at my campaign and say, hey, she's at 30% on day 1. Or you are going to now know internally, if I haven't hit 30% on day 1, that I'm kind of freaking out inside, and that'll just be a secret between us. Don't tell anyone. But that is my expectation. I hope to hit 30% on day 1 and 50% by day 3. And if it's at least close, then I'll be okay. If it's not, you guys now know I will not be okay, so check in on me. But for real, I am pretty sure we're gonna be just fine, but I really did want to get this Kickstarter series out before mine officially launched because it's so easy to say, oh, in hindsight, we raised this much on this campaign and this much on this campaign and this much here. It's a little bit different to be looking back and telling you guys about how my past campaigns have gone compared to talking to you now. I'll just tell you, very honestly, even though I am very confident our campaign's gonna be fine, I am nervous about it. And it's very normal. Every single creator before they launch their next Kickstarter gets nervous. Even if you feel like you've done everything right and you're confident, it really is the reality of it. And so it's kind of cool to be able to sit here and share that with you guys. So I am gonna go ahead and jump off. The next thing that I have to do for my Kickstarter is film the video for it. So I'm gonna do that really quick right now. I'll go ahead and post that on YouTube as well, just so you can kind of see what the video looks like. And I will link that at the end of this so that you can kind of come check it out. And also in the description or the comments or somewhere around here, I will also link the Kickstarter itself so you can check in and see it in real time as it happens. So that part's gonna be kind of neat to follow along with. And again, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. If you guys decide that you do want to do a Kickstarter campaign, I just want to wish you the best of luck. And when you guys do finally find yourself on the day before your launch and you're feeling these jitters that I'm telling you about right now, just know that you are not alone. Every Kickstarter creator ever has been with you in feeling that little bit of nervousness before it launches. So thank you again for joining me. And if you guys are interested in any of our other 5-day mini challenges for writers or our major challenge, which is the 60-day novel writing challenge, I will have a link for that below as well, or somewhere around the video at least. So of course, I am sure that I will see you guys again soon, but in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me for the 5-day Build Your Kickstarter challenge.